So days after her passing, I really don't remember, but the whole family gearing up to do her celebration in life in Los Angeles. Halloween theme. People wore their costumes. It was excellent. Everyone was in bright colors. Says Jennifer loved all the colors of the rainbow. Yeah, I don't remember much of the time from October 9th to the day of her celebration life, Halloween. Got nothing. Probably cried a lot, fell off of my skateboard quite a bit, got really angry at random things. Speaking of random anger, I was looking for a bright, vibrant shirt for the celebration of life. So I just drive down the street to Old Navy and look around, and there's nothing. Then I see a hoodie and sweatpants combo and labeled as gender neutral. I was like, whatever happened to unisex? And for some reason that set me off. I was like full on crying, storming out the store. I don't know why that set me off, but it did. You know, grief will get you angry at random things. But nonetheless, this is the intro into the Celebration of Life video. So the first part of the video was on mute because we were live streaming it and didn't realize it was muted. Then Amber came in for the rescue because people were texting people about the not being able to hear anything. So I think maybe give it a minute or two, then the audio kicks in.
Jennifer is a maker of magic. I imagine she is currently riding her own personal unicorn across a rainbow bridge while holding a cat. Her cat's actually probably holding that to a movement. We come by our imaginations honestly. You see, we were raised by two working actors. And when both of our parents are in rehearsal, your evenings are often spent in a theater. If your evenings are spent in a theater, the chorus line are your babysitters, and they do fabulous hair and makeup. The prop room is your playground, and after a quick visit to the wardrobe, you've never lived until tech has let you sneak across a catwalk. At bedtime, you might find us in row 21, seats A and B, dreaming about our adventures as pirates and princesses and mermaids. Jennifer is beautiful. Her beauty is not skin deep. It radiates from deep inside her. It springs from joy and belly laughs and an enviable, childlike wonder for the world. Jennifer is all the colors of the rainbow. Jennifer is kindness in action. She was once late to Thanksgiving dinner. I'm sorry, it's always me still because she stopped to have McDonald's with a homeless gentleman on the way. Because as she said, no one should be alone on a holiday. Her compassion and support for her fellow humans knows no bounds, and it makes me laugh because my parents were super mad. Jennifer is bossy. I get to say that I'm her sister. Jennifer would probably refer to it as encouraging. Jennifer sees the potential in everyone to be their best self. I can speak from recent personal experience that she encouraged me into a lyric class, 2 10K races, ziplining over Fremont Street, and it should be noted I am petrified of heights, and serenading her at a piano bar for her big 4-0. As I scrolled through the tributes on social media, I was particularly touched by the memories of Jennifer's ability to inspire. Jennifer is a force of nature. One of Jennifer's life mottos is, beautiful girl, you can do hard things. She lives without fear and rises to every challenge she is presented. She is a swimmer, a runner, a CrossFit competitor, a kettlebell champion, an aerialist, a surfer, a skier, and believe it or not, a pie contest eating winner. Her ability to face any challenge was never more evident than in her battle with cancer. She never complained, she never gave in, she never backed down. She fought with every fiber of her being until her fight was done. Jennifer is honest, this has been really hard. I am missing a heart-shaped hole where my sister used to be, and I feel most days like I lost a limb. However, Jennifer's spirit is haunting me. She has visited me in the silliest and most wonderful Jennifer ways possible. And she reminds me that all my limbs are intact and I am still walking this earthly plane in her honor. She reminds me to be protective, to be magical, to shine the beauty from the inside, to be kind, to be encouraging, and to be a force of nature. And she reminds me every day that I am the luckiest of lucky because I am her baby sister. Thank you.
It's really awesome to see everyone come out here for Jennifer. Let's get some tears out of the way. Rick, I love your daughter so much, it scared me. I love her so much when she could, I cleaned up those litter boxes. You know how I feel about cats. And, you know, everyone that came in costumes, and that's not your typical, you know, service. Like, I know Jennifer would love this. But I'm going to ask everyone to close your eyes and really listen for a hot second. And we all know what Jennifer would say. Oh, I love that song. And taking any car ride with her, I heard that 1,000 times. Or if we see a small house off in the distance, she's like, oh, farmhouse. It's a true story. Like, I encourage anyone to drive through Texas on the 40 and see how many farmhouses you see. Every time I saw a farmhouse, I'm like, oh, farmhouse. You know, it was really hard for me to come up here to talk about me and Jennifer's relationship because we didn't have enough time. And just to kind of put everything together in one little speech for almost 8 years, I couldn't do it, but I did come up with some quotes of hers that are some of my favorite throughout the years in chronological order. That's how they came to me, so and after the first time I told her that I loved her, we're driving to Tucson for a wedding. And she looked at me as we're holding hands. She's like, Kevin, has anyone told you that they love you today? And before I can answer, she's like, you better call your mom. And we all know Jennifer had a system for cleaning her house. And I would have to help her clean the house too. But she always was like, Kevin, this would go a lot faster if you would sit down and do your chores. And of course, if I was Jennifer, and yes I am, well, she's thinking hard trying to get things through. And she always said she loves to take pictures with me because I made her head look normal size. And probably one of my favorite quotes of hers, we went to our friend's wedding, our first wedding together. She's like, what do you think of my dress? And before I can answer, she's like, and look, it has pockets. It sure has pockets. Then late at night, after we get done, cooking and relaxing on the couch, she said this. It's like, Kevin, you know what really make me happy? Another cat or some tiramisu. Your pick. Picked up the tiramisu. Like, she never would pass anyone trying to take a selfie or a couple trying to take a selfie. So it was just, hey, let me take that photo for you. And she always would do it. Taking extra time for athletes with Leroy and just when she was educating people on skincare. And I really thought to myself, it's like, how did I get so lucky to meet someone like this? So nice, so protective. Then I remember March 25th, downtown Las Vegas. I got into a verbal confrontation with this young lady, about 5'1", barely 100 pounds. As I'm walking away from the situation, this girl follows me, and Jennifer drops her purse, takes off her shawl, just like I'll punch a bitch in the throat. And that night, in 2014, I found love.
My name is Jeff Burford. My brother Stephen. We're the sons of Jim and Mary Burford, and good friends of the Franklin family. We're going to be the brothers to Jennifer and Sharon. And anyways, we've been around forever. Essentia, right down the road from the Franklins in Villa Park. And anyways, thank you guys for letting us say a few words today. And thank you, Davis, for sucking the tears out of my face. Jennifer referred to me as her roommate because our mothers carried us. We were both pregnant together at the same time, so it was her term, roommate. My earliest memory of Jennifer is actually Ed and Ann's wedding. Nikki, Jennifer, and I were in the wedding. I was 5, 6 years old. And I actually remember that day, walking down the aisle with Jennifer and Nikki, and that was my first memory of Jennifer. We spent many summers at the river with the Franklins in the Bullhead City double wide trailer house. It was awesome.
Classy vacation spot.
It was awesome. It was our favorite thing to do. We water skied every day, and parents drank beer all day and margaritas all night. And that's how we learned to live it up, you know. Jen and I started skiing, water skiing, and thanks to the tireless efforts of my dad, Greg, John, Tom, whoever was driving the boat, and anyways, we became very competitive with each other. And Jen was clearly better than me, and she would just get back there and ski forever. We'd be looking, and I wouldn't look at her while she was skiing because I knew she was trying to make eye contact with me. I'm skiing way longer than you ski, Jeff. It would be 45 minutes, and she'd still be, come on, Jen, drop the ropes, let's go. Very competitive. There was one summer, I was going into my junior year, and we met the Franklins down the river, and Nicole brought 2 friends, 2 cheerleaders, friends of hers, and Jen brought a friend, so there was 5 teenage girls and myself. And I was 16 at the time. It was the best weekend. I had 5 girls I thought were kind of arguing. Nikki, what was your friend? Jill was her name. Anyways, Jennifer, at some point during the weekend, she says, what are you guys doing? It's just Jeff, he's gross. Ruined it. Another time, another river story. Jen and I were probably now 19, 20, something like that, and we'd had a few drinks in us. And she and I just walked down to the river where we launched the boat, and lots of fun memories from that spot. there's a bunch of river kids down there, and it smells terrible, like they're burning something. And we get down closer, and now they see us, and they circle around Jennifer and I. And Jennifer, she'd get a little lippy sometimes. A few drinks in her. And I said, what are you guys doing? And they said, we're burning stuff. I said, what are you burning? They were burning dog feces. That's what you do in Bullhead City on apparently for entertainment. And I'm holding Jen up, and I'm just like, oh, Jen, and they've circled around us now. They're like 16, 17, 18-year-old punks. And I'm like, I'm going to get a bottle in the back of the head. This is going to go bad in a hurry. And I'm like, Jennifer, don't say a word. We're going to talk her way out. And thankfully, she didn't say anything, and we talked her way out of it and got back to the house unscathed. It was touch and go there for me. One last story. When Jen got her cat tattoo, I had seen it on Instagram or something. And then I saw her over at my parents' house for dinner or something. And I said, Jen, you got a tattoo of a cat? Was her arm right here? Yes. Yeah. And she goes, yeah, I'm a cat lady. And she laughed, you know. Norm Macdonald recently died, comedian, and just talking about how I kind of thought this quote of his was pretty funny, and appropriate for Jennifer. He said, you know, I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure that if you die, the cancer also dies at exactly the same time. So that, to me, that's not a loss, that's a draw. And, yeah. And Jennifer, you know, she fought, and she didn't lose. I got visited by Jennifer yesterday. So when we were kids, you know, down the river all the time, our parents listened to the 1994 Eagles album. And the song Get Over It by the Eagles, which Sharon, Jen, Steve, and I hated. Couldn't stand it.
When you hear it 100 times in a weekend.
Yeah. It was awful. Right. So we're leaving lunch yesterday, and I get in the car, and Get Over It comes on the radio, and I heard this song in forever. And I go to change it right away, of course, I get this off the radio. And then I was like, you know what? We're gonna hear this one out. And I got to thinking later that day, I was listening to like an indie kind of alt country mix. That song had no business playing on that playlist. And it came on, so she did that. Yeah. So anyways, I will miss her so much.
Yeah, so obviously Jennifer and I, Jeff and Sharon, growing up together, we had a lot of great memories, a lot of laughs. Rick and Vito, my mom and dad. There was a lot of fun times in that WT town of Bullhead City. And Jennifer imparted a lot of knowledge on us, or at least to myself and Sharon in those days. And one of the funnier things I remember as we kind of got into our teenage years, we'd go down with our parents still, because hey, they're fun, they're good laughs. We always had a good time with them. And parents would go to bed, and obviously we'd stay up and hang out a little bit. And we'd always go to the Smiths down the road, and the parents would spend a couple $100 on food, good booze, and we'd go and spend a little bit of money on the terrible booze. And I'm talking like bottom shelf, like a plastic bottle of tequila and vodka, stuff you wouldn't, Russians wouldn't even drink this vodka. It's terrible. And so the parents go to bed, and Jennifer goes in, and it's time to make margaritas or whatever we're gonna make, and she starts grabbing all the top shelf stuff. I'm like, Jen, it's for parents, they're gonna be so mad at us. She's like, no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drink all this, and then when we get done, we're gonna pour the shit stuff. I'm like, you are brilliant. Like, that is amazing. I was blown away. So, yeah, this girl is gonna teach me some stuff. Jennifer and I, our relationship spanned from the time we were little ones until just recently, obviously. But Jennifer came to work for our family company for the last year and a half, and obviously she was going through a lot of stuff. But that did not deter her from always having the work ethic that we all know that she had, which was show up every day, and she did, even though she was dealing with the cancer and the treatments and going through all of that, which was not easy. Watching her go through that was obviously really tough. But to her credit, the times that she would have to go and miss work at the end of the day, she would come in on the weekends to make up for that time and work. And so one Saturday, I'm sitting there with the kids and I'm doing stuff, and I get a call. And it's Jennifer. It's 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. I said, "What are you doing?" She says, "Well, I was at work and something happened." I'm like, "Oh God, what's wrong?" She goes, "Well, I went out into the warehouse to look at some filters and I can't get back in the office. I locked myself." She said, "Can you come rescue me?" And I said, "Of course, Jennifer, I'll be right there." So sure enough, I go down to the office, I open up the door, and there she is sitting there, waving at me. We had a really good laugh about it. One of my favorite stories about Jennifer was down the river again, and we had stopped, filled the boat with gas, and we were at the convenience store. And Jennifer goes inside to buy a drink or whatever she's getting, and she comes out, and she has this smile, this big. We're looking at her like, what's so great? What's so funny? She goes, "You are not going to believe this." She's like, "They just gave me a big cord." And I'm like, we're all looking like, "What? A big cord? Like, oversized?" Like, she shows it to us, and it's $50. And we're like, "That's a 50-cent piece, Jen." It's a quarter. We laughed so hard at that story, but to her, the joy that she exuded was the same joy that you see on her face in her entire life. She was so happy and so set on finding all the good things that she would be like. And I realized, as I was thinking about things to say today, that Jennifer Lee Franklin, you were our big queen. You are the one that brought the joy to everyone in this room. And I will forever be grateful for the time that we got to spend together, especially that last year when it was tough. We had a lot of days in the office that we just got to sit and chat like old times and laugh, and it was fantastic. I will miss you, Jennifer. Until we see you again, you are my big queen, and I love you. Somebody that's going to do a reading. That would be Nicole. Right? And then after that, there'll be a song, reading a song, and then the sermon I'm going to do at the graveside. I'll make it quick. And then you can tap me on the back after and say, "Thanks, Pastor."
Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 things that glow. I am the diamond glints on stone. I am the sun on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. Let
friends, we've come to the conclusion of our time here at this chapel.